I've got another sort of a strange radio for you here. I'm back on the computer because I noticed my phone, this guy by the way, is a little bit shaky. So, another problem with this, videos. The files are so large, I can't upload them sometimes. They're over a gigabyte for more than a minute and a half of HD video. So, sorry, I gotta go back to this. Maybe every once in a while I'll make a nice HD video. But, here's an interesting radio for you here. I just got this. An Antique Radio Forum member gave this to me. Thank you very much, Bob. Here it is. It's what I think is a Wilcox Gay. I'm not sure. It uses a 25Z6, 43, 78, 75, and a 6A7. And it's a single band set, and I'll get to that. Something weird about that. I'll get to that in a minute. Just a 5-tube radio. It's got a L49C ballast. First thing off, that's kind of strange, as I noticed, is it has 4 dial lights, and never seen an AC/DC set with 4 dial lights before. And they're in series parallel. They're number 40 bulbs. And the way they were able to do it was there's 4 of them, so they put 2 of each in series, and then those 2 that were in series, those 2 sets, they put those in parallel. And I think they were able to get whatever voltage they needed. I'm not sure. I can't find a diagram for it. Now the waveband coverage. Now this is where it gets really interesting. Like I said, it has 1 band. This switch right here is a tone control. It switches in a 002 microfarad cap across the volume control. Cuts out all the treble. Kind of a useless thing. Adds another knob onto the set. But 1 band starts at 550 and goes all the way up to 2600. That's right, 2600. If you can maybe make it out right here, 1600's there, 1800. Here's 210, 240, and 2600 is down here. And the reason they did that, obviously, is for police band coverage. And you can see here it's labeled police, and you can see down here it's labeled police, and amateurs labeled right there. Now, sort of interesting the way they were able to do that. The IF frequency is not standard. It's not 175 kilohertz, it's not 262, and it's not 455. It is 475. Very strange. What also I noticed very 5s have a dual gang tuning capacitor. One section for the antenna is usually around 500 picofarad, and the other section is 115 picofarad, and that's for the oscillator. This radio has a dual 500 picofarad tuning capacitor. So one of them obviously is running the oscillator, and the other one is running of course the front end. So with a higher IF frequency, that means the frequency range that the oscillator tunes is going to be higher up. And as most of you guys know, the higher up in frequency you go, the less capacitance you need to tune a larger frequency range. So if they raise the IF frequency and they put a larger tuning capacitor in there, you're going to get a lot more coverage. Hence why they're able to go another megahertz above where the ending tuning is. So the radio does work. Interestingly enough, I put a date on it about 1936-37, and the electrolytics are still good, the originals. I had to replace like 5 paper capacitors, but after that, it plays like a champ. It's got this sort of knockoff teledial sort of thing. You kind of push the button, and you bring it over, and it stops, and that's the preset station. Sort of a knockoff. It doesn't work very well. Just tune it like a normal radio. Here's the pointer there. You can barely see it. This dial glass or plastic is so yellow. I'll have to turn off the lights in a minute to show you the lighting behind it. So I'll turn on the radio here. Maybe just see it heat up there. You can probably see 240 down in the corner. I'm not sure. I'm going to heat up here. I'm only using about a 3-foot piece of wire for the antenna. And that's all it really needs.
Teacher. Your host is Dr. Mel.
I gotta see where I'm tuning on here. This is 810 WYRE. Nice sounding radio. Selectivity is sharp as a tack, especially for having such a high IF frequency. Sensitivity is excellent. You know, I'm only using about this piece of wire for an antenna. Sensitivity is excellent. Here's also, I'll mess with the tone switch.
Glad to hear you played through near end. So,
really weird dynamic in sports radio right now with the film.
That was ESPN 980. I'm gonna keep going up the band here.
Class there, my first impression started being a premium.
1430 in Annapolis.
And it's incredible to see how far it's come.
you mentioned you did 16 of 20 recommended.
This is 1500, and keep in mind the dial pointer is just right here at 1500. Now I've got to go all the way back down there.
Compliant. So,
See now I'm past the broadcast band. That motorboating sound is not the radio. There's some weird sort of interference that I've had in my house for the past, I don't know, a couple weeks. I can't find it. I think there's probably a faulty power line somewhere. So keep in mind that's not the radio.
I've watched it every single day, whether playing field or back in Bangkok.
So kind of odd that a radio, you know, single band covers that much. You know, frequency coverage in one band. It's got a teledial, and you know, just to sum it all up, it's a Wilcox Gay. How often do you see one? You don't. You know, there's a little bit of veneer cracking along here, along the top, where it got put, where it's, you know, nice waterfall front, but it's kind of pulled over. Little tiny piece missing down here. You know, lacquer flaking up here. I haven't done anything to the cabinet. All I've done is replace 4 capacitors. Needs a new knob. It's not the right one. Unfortunately, the screw that goes over here, this is not the original, obviously, that goes over here, gone. So I have no trade name. The only reason why I think it's a Wilcox Gay is after looking at grillcloth.com's databases. I found that, you know, all the radios that use the same tune lineup that are Wilcox Gay, the chassis tube lineup is so similar. You know, the way they're laid out on the chassis, you know, back here, 25 Z6, Z5, my bad. Ballast, 43, 75, 78, and 6A7. And, you know, these two will be switched, and that's the only real difference I've seen. So, come to that conclusion that, you know, it's a Wilcox Gay. But, you know, it's just an odd duck. I've never seen anything like this. Just weird frequency coverage. You know, the really strange IF frequency kind of makes me wonder if it was maybe a prototype of some sort. I did find pencil markings on the chassis lines where holes were supposed to be cut and stuff that weren't. And, you know, one of the IF transformers is mounted sort of cockeyed. You know, the whole tuning drive assembly is just so, you know, it's jerry-rigged. It's not, you know, it's not straightforward. You know, I got the little rubber shock absorber in there and everything. The tuning capacitor itself has a reduction drive. I think it's like a 1 to 1.8 reduction drive on it just to get the dial to go over here. Now almost back, you know, but not all the way. You know, it's very, very strange. So, you know, I've never seen anything like it. If you have, please leave a comment. I'm really interested in hearing what you have to say. You know, even if you have a radio in a similar cabinet, I'd like to hear it. So, thanks for watching, and look forward to my next video. Yeah. Hold on. I need to stop. Yeah. I haven't stopped yet.